Hello. In this week's Torah portion, Devarim, Moses tells the people how he decided to share his workloads. Quote, "And I spoke to you at that time, saying, I'm not able to bear you myself alone. How can I myself alone bear your weight and your burden and your strife? I will choose wise and understanding men, full of knowledge, and I will make them rulers over you. And you answered me and said, the thing that you have proposed is good for us to do. So I took the chiefs of your tribes, wise men and known, and made them chiefs over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10, and officers among your tribes." Unquote. This advice was given to him by his father-in-law, Jethro, in an earlier portion. Quote, "And Moses said to his father-in-law, the people come to me to inquire of God. I judge between one and another, and I make them know the statutes of God and his laws." And Moses' father-in-law said to him, "The thing that you do is not good. You will certainly wear away, both you and this people who are with you. For this thing is too heavy for you. You are not able to perform it yourself alone. Choose out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating unjust gain, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, and rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s, and let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be that every great matter they shall bring to you, but every small matter they shall judge. So it shall be easier for yourself that they bear the burden with you. If you shall do this thing, and God commands you so, then you shall be able to endure, and all the people shall also go to their place in peace." So Moses listened to the voice of his father-in-law and did all that he had said. Unquote. But later Moses complains to God that he can't bear even that burden. Quote, "And Moses said to the Lord, why have you afflicted your servant? And why have I not found favor in your sight that you lay the burden of all these people upon me? Have I conceived this people? Have I fathered them, that you should say to me, carry them in your bosom? I'm not able to carry all these people alone, because it's too heavy for me. And if you deal with me thus, kill me, I pray you, at once." And the Lord said to Moses, "Gather to me 70 men of the elders of Israel. They shall carry the burden of the people with you, so you won't carry it yourself alone." Unquote. Now, the question is, did Jethro give Moses good advice? For many, it's clear that he did, for several reasons. First, Moses could not possibly handle every matter. He did not have the time or the energy. Second, sharing power is always a good idea. Third, Jewish law says one should never judge alone. The Midrash says, quote, "May a Jew who has been appointed rabbi or judge of the community administer justice alone? Our rabbis have learned, do not judge alone, for there is only one who judges alone, God." Unquote. Major commentaries approve. The Mechilta says, quote, "Jethro had 7 names. One of them was Yeter, meaning added. Because of the good advice he gave Moses on delegating authority, an extra portion was added to the Torah." Unquote. Some will say, however, that this was a unique case to which unique rules apply, and argue that Jethro gave Moses bad advice, for several reasons. First, Moses did not consult God for advice, just Jethro. If God wanted Moses to do less work, he would have given him away. God was clearly in charge, even of the details. Jethro himself tells Moses to heed his advice, quote, "if God commands you so," unquote. But God never does. Second, Moses asked only the people, not God, if they agree with just Jethro's plan. Why did the people accept? The Sifri says their reason was devious. They felt they could bribe or sway an ordinary judge, but not Moses. Quote, "The people decided the matter for their benefit. They were saying to themselves, many judges will now be appointed over us. If one does not know us, we shall bring him a gift, and he will show us favor." Unquote. A third reason was that it was the wrong time. The idea of training people to take over after Moses was gone was sound, but the people wanted a full judiciary system installed right away, and this was a mistake. A fourth reason is that Jethro was an idolater at the time, an outsider, although he later converted to Judaism. This raises the question, should advice be accepted no matter what the source? A fifth reason is that all the laws were new. Only Moses properly understood them, through the oral law. In the entire voluminous written and oral laws God gave to Moses later, there was nothing about Moses delegating authority. A sixth reason is that delegating authority may have gone against Moses' personal inclination. After all, he did not think of it himself, even though one would think it should be obvious. A seventh reason is, what are the great matters that would be left for Moses to decide and the small matters that would be left to the judges? There is no answer. Judges will be tempted to improvise, to leave their mark, rather than defer to Moses. Also, different judges may give different answers to a question. The eighth reason is perhaps the most important. Delegating authority prevents the people access to the greatest prophet in Israel, Moses, an encounter they would remember their entire life and act accordingly. The Sifri says, quote, "The people should have told Moses, 'Moses, our teacher, from whom is it better to learn, from you or from your students? Isn't it better to learn from you?' Unquote." The Sfat Emet, 19th century Hasidic rabbi, echoes these sentiments, saying, "Would the people have responded to the report of the spies with such bitter tears had they not been insulated from the teaching and training of Moses? The result was a stunted spiritual growth." Contemporary Rabbi Sherman adds that accepting Jethro's proposal was, quote, "one of those unintentional sins that would bear poisoned fruit for thousands of years to come," unquote. Indeed, many people have reported that their lives were changed by a brief encounter with a great sage. The last Lubavitcher Rebbe comes to mind. Also, in the Jewish tradition, God wants Jews to address him directly, not through a hierarchy of priests and judges. Commentators note that instead of asking God to lighten his burden, Moses should have asked God for the strength to bear it. Perhaps this was another reason why he was not allowed in the Promised Land. In conclusion, both sides are right. Granted, Moses could not physically do it all himself, but he should have increased personal interaction with the common people. Delegating some authority is good, but this was the wrong time to do it in such a massive, formal way. This leaves open the questions, when is it the right time, and what is the proper balance? Shabbat Shalom.